Hey, what's going on, everybody? Yes, indeed, I made it. Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, how y'all doing? I'm James Von 007, tuning in to at James Von 007 TV, Season 1, Episode 7. I want to thank all of my YouTube viewers who've been supporting my show as of late. Thank you very much. I appreciate all the love, all the respect, all the gratitude that y'all have given. You know what I mean? And so I just wanted to thank y'all and just let y'all know that, I'm not one of these human beings that has a sports talk show. First off, that don't show respect. I got a ton of respect for everybody. So I just want to thank everybody from YouTube. I want to thank everybody from Twitter. I want to thank everybody from Instagram, Facebook, Anchor, Podbean, you know what I mean? So I just want to thank all y'all. YouTube for show. I got to thank y'all for show, because without y'all, I wouldn't be able to, to pretty much, do this show. You know what I'm saying? I'm very, 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 very excited about this. You know what I'm saying? So it's like at the end of the day, I just want to make sure that all of you, have that understanding. Excuse me. I'm just making sure that my audio works. But like I said, welcome. Very excited. First off, I want to say I hope everyone enjoyed their Valentine's Day day, should I say, not weekend, but their day. I just hope everyone was happy, even if you're by yourself or not. Real quick, of course, we coming up on or we're moving along from NBA All-Star Weekend. I was very excited. I was very impressed. There's never a dull moment with NBA All-Star Weekend. And when I say that, I'm saying with the events that comes with it. Of course, seeing all of your favorite NBA stars, whether if it's LeBron James, if it's Luka Doncic, if it's Doncic, I'm sorry. If it's anyone, Kevin Durant, it could be Stephen Curry, just examples out there. I know a few of those players didn't make it, but let's just say Nikolai Jokic, he made it, you know what I'm saying? He made it to the All-Star team. Joel Embiid, we know about him, of course, had a couple first-timers. De'Aaron Fox was one. I believe Jared Jackson Jr. was another one. You know what I'm saying? So just seeing players like that, it means a lot, you know what I'm saying? And just all the things that went down, you know what I'm saying, from Friday's event, of course. I didn't get a chance to see the celebrities basketball game. If there was one, I didn't catch that. I know the thing I caught was the sophomores versus the rookies, their version of their all-star game. So basically, when they say that, what it means is you have sophomore NBA players that were rookies the year before. So they were rookies that played against sophomores that are now third-year players. But anyhow, second-year players, sophomores, and then you have the rookies that are coming up in this class that are actually rookies that are playing, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So it was a pretty good game. They kind of cut it in half. They had one game, then they had another game. You know what I'm saying? So to see reserve point guard for the New Orleans Pelicans, Jose Alvarado, he won the MVP, but check this out. Oh, boy, be balling, though. He be balling for real. He balls, so he won the MVP. Go ask Chris Paul. He's feisty. He's aggressive. He won't back down from you. That was something about him that I saw in the playoffs last year when the Pelicans gave the Phoenix Suns a scare and a run for their money. You know what I mean? They were 8th seed, and they took the Suns to 6 games, and they wore them boys out. They did. Uncut and raw, I'm bringing it to you. So I was impressed to see him win the MVP of that rookie versus sophomores all-star game, which was Friday. Then, of course, Saturday. Saturday, of course, kick off Saturday All-Star weekend, of course. You had the NBA Skills Challenge, followed by the NBA Long Distance 3-point shooting contest. Then, of course, the NBA Slam Dunk contest. But I give my hats off to the Utah Jazz players who played, who participated, in the NBA Skills Challenge. Kessler Walker, if I'm saying his name correctly, Jordan Clarkson, and, of course, Colin Sexton. Now, don't quote me, but hopefully I'm getting these names right. I should be getting these names right. But anyway, kudos to them. As I said, All-Star Weekend was in the city of Salt Lake City. You know what I'm saying? Salt Lake City. And then, of course, we know the state is Utah, but give major props to them guys out there. You know, they put on a great show. I love the courses that they have in terms of the way how they have the skills challenge. I mean, I know they changed it from last year. Last year, I know at the end they had the half-court shot, which, you know, some fans liked it, some fans didn't, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, again, you know, it was worth it, you know, that they changed the rules, kind of like, but I liked it, though. I liked the fact that the players were running around, bouncing the ball into the nets that they have, call it like a net, like a basketball net, but it was kind of like this with the net. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Hold on. It was shaped like this, bam, and then it had, of course, like, you know, I mean, it was set on wheels. So it's basically like a basketball hoop, kind of like upside down, but it was like a big box, and then the net. So basically, they were bouncing the ball, one hand passes, two hand passes. You know what I'm saying? You know, they went against, you know, of course, you know, the Giannis brothers, you know, the whole team, but except Giannis didn't even participate. So Drew Holiday had to take his place. Then, of course, also the rookies were also in it as well, because it was a 3-player competition. And so, but again, it was interesting to see that. But anyhow, you know, give a shout out to Utah, you know, give a shout out to the Jazz. I mean, they actually won the skills competition. It was beautiful again. Then, of course, the 3-point contest was live. I mean, it was really live. Halliburton, that boy was getting off in the first round. I think he almost had damn near 30 points. If it wasn't 30 points, but I know he was close to it. But Dame Time. Dame Lillard of the Portland Trailblazers. He ended up winning the 3-point contest. So, of course, congratulations to Damian Lillard. He just surpassed Clyde Drexler to become the NBA Portland Trailblazers all-time leading scorer. But I liked it. He actually had on his Weber State jersey. For all you viewers who don't know Weber State is a college that's only 20 or 30 minutes away from Salt Lake City, and that's where Damian Lillard went for college. And I remember the first time I even seen him, heard his name, let alone, was at Weber State. And it was crazy how I, you know, like my other half and all, we were just talking about basketball. And so she brought up that, you know what I'm saying, she had a cousin that went to college but wasn't for sure where it was at. And I'm like, for real? And then looked on TV, who was it at Weber State? It was Damian Lillard. You know what I'm saying? Straight from the Bay, Oakland, California. You know what I'm saying? So it was just beautiful to see that, and how you know, my other significants saw me watching. Basically, I think, let's see, they play in the Big Sky Conference. I want to say, don't quote me, but I believe it is the Big Sky, and they were like in the semifinals. So just to sum it up, I just remember seeing his name and stuff like that. So come to find out, you know what I'm saying, he fam. So it's all good. You know, it's major love. You know, this is Sunday, February 19th, about to roll into midnight of President's Day. You know what I'm saying? February 20th, of course, it's going to be Monday, you know, and so, I mean, I'm just excited. You know, I'm excited for what I saw. And then, of course, hold on, I ain't leaving out the slam dunk contest. And my sleeper was who? The kid who used to, well, not play for the Lakers, but he was on a Laker roster at the beginning of the or should I say of training camp. I'm sorry, training camp, because I believe they released him, I believe, in the preseason, and then the Warriors got him. And then all of a sudden, he wasn't with the Warriors no more. And then I just found out that he's been in the G League. And, of course, he agreed, I believe, don't quote me, but I believe it was like a 2-week, 10-day contract or something like that with the 76ers. So I'm like, oh, man, that's pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? That, old boy is, he's probably going to get his opportunity now. So anyhow, winning the slam dunk contest, over Trey Murphy III for the New Orleans Pelicans. But it was nice. I mean, old boy had some nasty dunks. I'm talking about Mac McClung, in case y'all don't know, a 6'4" shooting guard. But, I seen dude play. Dude can play, though. So that's why I'm not understanding why the Lakers got rid of him. Maybe it was because they had enough shooting guards, but you never go wrong with another one. I just felt that he was a jewel and he was a thief in the night because he shocked everybody in the slam dunk contest. The one I like, I got to demonstrate it to y'all. He caught the ball and did this and banged it off the backboard, cocked it, and slammed it. I was like, yo, oh boy is raw. I mean, he got mad skills with these dunks, and I believe all his dunks, I think, were 50s, if I'm not mistaken. But for a minute, I thought Trey Murphy III was going to take it, but he made the mistake with his third dunk. I forgot. I think he did a windmill, some crazy windmill, but he should have did that as one of his first dunks. But other than that, he came with some stuff too, and I'm going to show you what Trey Murphy III did. He did like a windmill. No, he put it behind his back or something like that. Did a windmill. I was like, ooh, I ain't never seen it like that done before. So, but like I said, give kudos to Mac McClung. You know what I'm saying? And I want to put this out here. Hold on 1 second. Because I'm just saying, I don't like being negative, and I don't like hearing negative stuff, but although we're in a world where we got to hear it, but for somebody to say that the NBA Slam Dunk Contest was horrible, hold on. First off, what type of NBA action is you watching? What type of Slam Dunk Contest have you watched in the past? Come on, wake up. I don't know what you own, but get the heck out of here with that. Get out of here. You know what I mean? The Slam Dunk Contest was dope this year. You know what I'm saying? We had like 4 contestants. Hold on. Kenyon Martin Jr., he was in it. He had his moments too with his father. His father threw the ball up. You know what I'm saying? Kenyon Martin, what's going on, dog? You know what I'm saying? What's going on? I'm excited, as you see. But no, but for real, though. For real. I mean, then, of course, I believe his name was Jericho Sims of the New York Knicks. He was also in it. And then, of course, as I said, Trey Murphy III of the New Orleans Pelicans. And, of course, my sleeper in the winner, Mac McClung. The Utah fans went crazy with all of the dunkers. So, come on, critics. Please don't disrespect the Slam Dunk Contest. The Slam Dunk Contest was dope. There were dunks that I never seen from maybe 3 out of the 4 contestants. But at the end of the day, it was beautiful. It was a beautiful night. I wasn't there in Utah, of course, but I saw the events. One day I am going to go. Hopefully when they have it either in San Francisco, of course, host of the Golden State Warriors. You're now defending champion, all you Warrior fans out there. Or if it's in L.A. So if it's at, Crypto Arena now? Not the Staples. I don't want to get it wrong. But at Crypto Arena, I'm going. I'm biased because I'm a Laker fan, but I'm just saying I'm going to go. That's when I say I'm biased, but I'm going to go. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like I ain't never been to L.A., but I've been to L.A. before. I saw the Great Western Forum, and I believe it's called Sci-Fi Stadium where the L.A. Rams at. Please don't quote me. Actually, the L.A. Rams and the L.A. Chargers now. So I was right across the street, and I took pictures of the Great Western Forum where the Lakers used to play back in the day with Magic Johnson and all them. Of course, Shaquille O'Neal, Kobe Bryant, you know what I'm saying? But then, of course, the new Sci-Fi Stadium across the street from the Great Western Forum. You know what I'm saying? So I got pictures. Matter of fact, what I'm going to do, I will definitely have them sent either on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram. That way you can see that I was there. I was in Inglewood. You know what I'm saying? So I would love, matter of fact, I'd love to go to a football game too. But we'll talk about the NFL a little bit later. But just hypothetically speaking, I can only imagine how beautiful of a setting the NBA All-Star Weekend is. I could just imagine it. I don't know. Now, again, I've been to Utah before because I played in a tournament there in basketball, okay? I used to be a basketball player. But what I'm saying is that but it's been a long time. So with that being said, I would have to go back to see because, I wasn't even 21 yet. I was still, fresh out of high school, you know what I'm saying? But I would love to go to, like if I was able to go to Utah for the All-Star Weekend, NBA All-Star Weekend, I'd love to go. You know what I'm saying? Just for the principle, just to see how it is out there and do all the fun things, whatever they got fun. I mingle in, you feel me? Because I'm not that difficult of a person, you know what I'm saying? So, but I would love. But now next year, the NBA All-Star Weekend is going to be in Indianapolis, home of Reggie Miller. Yeah, we already know. Yeah, we saw Reggie Miller Sunday, and I'm going to get to that. So, of course, the NBA All-Star game was very different. The way how they did the settings of it before the game started. So Team LeBron, Team Giannis, actually they picked the reserves through a draft. Check it out. It's beautiful, though. It was beautiful to see something different, something to look forward to, something just that experiment alone, just to live up to the expectation of the NBA All-Star game, because we all know we're not going to get a lot of defense played. So all you high schoolers, college basketball, I wouldn't say college basketball players, but I say mainly younger kids, high schoolers, look, they're not going to play a lot of defense. Maybe if it's close in the fourth quarter, yes. I often said that, you know what I'm saying? But it was beautiful to watch them draft reserve players to their respectable teams. So I was just happy to see that, and it was fun, and it was funny to see just everybody there. You know what I'm saying? And then the fact that they were able to announce who their starting five was going to be, and I just felt that it was just beautiful. It's something different, but it's fun. If you're a real basketball fan, you would definitely appreciate what the NBA has done. You know what I'm saying? It just changed the course to make it even better. It's not about disimproving. It's about improving the league. It's about improving All-Star Weekend. So why not? The only thing because I have to get this out here. The only thing I wish that they would change. Now, again, fans don't be offended. But I feel like the coaches should be able to choose the NBA players who should make the All-Star game, because I know there were a lot of grumblings about Trae Young not making it to this year's All-Star game. There were quite a few players who didn't make it, like Anthony Davis. And I'm not being biased because I'm a Laker fan here now. No, but if you look at his stats, they don't lie. They multiply. You know what I'm saying? When he's on the floor, he's one of the top 5 players in the NBA. No question about it, in my opinion. Everybody has an opinion. That's what makes the world go round. We agreed to disagree and vice versa, right? You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, just some of the players who should have been there, who should have been playing, just didn't make it. Now, the reason why Kevin Durant and Steph Curry didn't play, because they were injured. Other than that, they would have played. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not disappointed in that at all. But it was still a great All-Star game, actually. But unfortunately, Giannis did hurt his wrist last week, I believe, versus Chicago Bulls. So first play, he got a dunk, and then he took a foul so he can go out of the game. And unfortunately for LeBron James, in the first half, I think it was off a dunk. He ended up injuring his hand on the rim. He hit his hand hard on the rim, so he couldn't play. But the All-Star game was still beautiful to watch. I know there was a lot of scoring, no defense, but at the end of the fourth quarter, LeBron James' team tried to make a comeback. They were down almost 20 points. And remember, each quarter they had a donation, whether if it was Brick Brothers or I think the other one was like a creation type of deal. Please help me. And again, please check it out. I need y'all to start commenting, you know what I'm saying, on my channel. Comment. Tell me what's up. Tell me what's going on. Quote me. Fix me if I'm wrong. I don't have no problems with constructive criticism. You know what I'm saying? So please comment. But like I said, each quarter, because I believe, don't quote me, but for the whole game, because we're going to get to the MVPs and all that, but for the whole game, I believe Big Brothers and Big Sisters got $200,000 that was raised because they were doing it about a quarter. Because I know the first quarter was tied, so it went 50,000, 50,000, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? And then after that, I forget how it went, but I do know at the end for the creativity for the kids or something like that, I know they got 550,000. That's beautiful. That's remarkable. You know what I'm saying? So, again, give a big shout out to Utah for that, all the fans and all that stuff. The NBA did a great job. But, again, let's go right back. So, anyhow, Giannis' team beat LeBron's team with the score 185 to 175. But, again, LeBron's team almost came back. I think they cut it to 8 or 9 points. My memory ain't that vivid right now. But, anyway, Jason Tatum was the MVP. He actually broke Anthony Davis' scoring, let's say, all-star career high. He scored 52 points in 2017. Steph Curry last year, I believe it was, he had 50 points. And, of course, wait, was it last year? I think it was last year. But anyway, Jason Tatum had 55 points, the nickel. And he went at it with Jaylen Brown. They were going back and forth. And the players just stood back. And I love that competition because it was defense play. But at the end, Jason Tatum got the last laugh. But I believe Jaylen Brown scored like 35 points, I believe. Don't quote me. I know Donovan Mitchell had 40. And then I think Kyrie Irving and, of course, Joel Embiid for LeBron's team had like 32 points apiece. So Jaylen Brown was on LeBron's team. He had 35. And I know Donovan Mitchell for Giannis' team had like 40. So it's like, as I said before, listen, there's not going to be a lot of defense played as you see well, I wouldn't say that it's not played in the league, but I just think, but we'll get into that. But just, hey, congratulations to Giannis' team. And, of course, Adam Silver gave them a trophy. So, basically, for the first time ever, they got a trophy for winning. And then on top of that, Jason Tatum of the Boston Celtics, he was the Kobe Bryant. As you see, I got the Kobe Bryant jersey on right now. That's why I'm representing it. As you see, the Kobe Bryant NBA All-Star MVP went to Jason Tatum. Now, hold on real quick, but don't forget that now, if y'all don't know, although Jason Tatum is a Celtic, but Jason Tatum idolized Kobe Bryant. That's why he wanted to go to the Lakers when they had that chance back in 2017. But unfortunately, I'm just saying at the time, they went with point guard Lonzo Ball. So, but we know how that worked out. So, anyway, and no disrespect to Alonzo Ball. Nothing like that. Just saying. But what I want to say is that, so it was a great all-star weekend. But, hey, give Jason Tatum credit. He is the youngest and only all-star, Celtic all-star, to go to 4 appearances at his age. That's remarkable. He's not even 26 yet that I know of. The kid is still young. And he's not 24 maybe, if that. I don't have nothing in front of me, so I'm going off the dome. I got knowledge. But it was great to see the Utah legends there. Excuse me. Karl Malone and John Stockton. I don't care what the media has to say, because there was a lot of scrutiny, but that's okay, about Karl Malone. As I said before, don't ruin NBA All-Star Weekend. That's what I have to say. All the stuff that's going on with him, matter of fact, I'm not going to even talk about it, because that's not why I have a show. I like to talk about the positive things, so anything like that, what I recommend all you YouTube viewers, just go ahead and go online and type up Karl Malone. But I'm not going to get into it. It was just beautiful to see him as an NBA judge. And it was beautiful that they honored him. You know what I'm saying? He is the number 3 all-time NBA scorer in NBA history, followed by Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And we all know LeBron James is now the king. He is the all-time NBA leading scorer in NBA history. Dwayne Wade presented it. Remember, Dwayne Wade owns a stake of the Utah Jazz, him and his wife, Union Gabriel. But it was beautiful. It really was. Utah did a great job. But I was happy to see Karl Malone and John Stockton together. That was so beautiful. It was beautiful to watch. It really was. You know what I'm saying? So just to see that, because I got a lot of memories about John Stockton and Karl Malone. I believe they played in the All-Star game in Utah several years ago. You know what I'm saying? I believe it was, let's see, no, it wasn't 25 years ago, but I know, hold on. I believe the game was in 1993 or 1994. Don't quote me, but I know it was in Utah. And it was just beautiful to see them back then on the West team because, they had East and West. Back then, East and West, yada, yada, yada. But it was just beautiful. But I remember all the moments with them that I have, them always going against my Lakers in the later 90s, beating my Lakers. Of course, trying to win the championship, going against, the Chicago Bulls, Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, and, of course, Dennis Rodman and things like that. They never got it done. They got there 2 years in a row. 1996, they went to 6 games. The Bulls ended it in Chicago. And then, of course, we know about 98, perhaps the greatest shot in NBA history, Michael Jordan hitting that shot with under 20 seconds to go to solidify his 6th NBA World Championship, going undefeated. And to this day, that's why a lot of people have Michael Jordan as the greatest player of all time. One of the reasons why, but definitely 6-0 is quite an accomplishment. And unfortunately for Karl Malone, he did go to the Lakers in 2004, but came up short in the NBA Finals, losing to the Detroit Pistons in 5 games. Oh, my gosh, that was so humiliating. John Stockton decided to retire after, I want to say, the 2003 season. Karl Malone tried to persuade John Stockton to come to the Lakers, but, hey, give John Stockton credit. Great player. He's real to the bone, very loyal. And I'm not saying Karl Malone isn't loyal, but I'm saying that, he didn't want to chase a championship. And that's, that's understanding. But I remember the times when they used to pulverize the Portland Trailblazers, and the Portland Trailblazers used to pulverize them too. It's just a lot of memories. They would own the San Antonio Spurs, but they could never get to the NBA championship to win it, should I say, about the Utah Jazz. They just could not win the NBA championship. It was just a 2-man show. If they just would have had that third piece, I always said that if they would have had acquired Ronnie Cycli and Derek Harper, I don't remember the year. I want to say the year was, help me. I want to say it was the year Derek Harper went to the New York Knicks, so maybe it was the 93 offseason. But, of course, Derek Harper and Ronnie Cycli, they didn't want to play for Utah, the Utah Jazz back then. They had their reasons, but if they had gotten those two guys along with the team that they had, because I know they had Jeff Hornacek, and I'm not disrespecting Jeff Hornacek. I felt that he was a good player, but they just needed another piece, or maybe a couple pieces. But if they would have added those two players, they definitely probably would have won a championship or at least had a shot. They would have been there more than twice. The only problem was that the Houston Rockets weren't in their way, unfortunately, back in 94 and 95. And, of course, both of those years, the Houston Rockets won the NBA championship. And not to forget that Hakeem Olajuwon was the MVP in 1994. Yeah, and they beat Utah, like I said, 94, Western Conference Finals. I believe it was 5 games. And, of course, they defeated them. And I want to say that was 5 games, I want to say, because I believe the Jazz were the 3 seed and the Houston Rockets were the 6 seed. But don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure that's the way the seeding was. And the Rockets, I think they were the first team in NBA history also to win the NBA championship playing on the road and being the first 6 seed. All the series where they started on the road. So at Utah, at Phoenix, at San Antonio, and then at Orlando. Anyway, yeah. But Utah, thank you. Great show. NBA, great show. Adam Silver, all y'all put on a great show. Kenny Smith, Shaq, Barkley, Reggie Miller. I believe that was Candace Parker. Ooh, I hope I'm not getting that wrong, y'all. And of course, Kevin Harlan. He has energy. That dude is funny. Oh, Ernie Johnson, I haven't forgot. You know what I'm saying? But I love, the whole TNT gang. Jamal Crawford is on there now. You know what I'm saying? Dwayne Wade is on there too sometimes. Or you know what? Maybe he's not on there no more. But definitely they got a good crew. They got a good crew and staff. Yeah, see, I know sometimes when you know too much, you say the wrong people and the wrong things. Oh, my gosh. But I'm having fun on here. But real quick, everyone, hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. And, of course, comment on my page. And of course, it's fair to share. Share my Sports Talk channel. Share it. There's nothing wrong with sharing. Okay. But I want to thank y'all for all the support. Yeah, but the NBA All-Star Weekend was great. Real quick about college basketball. I know I haven't been talking about it a whole lot, and I know on the show that I did Friday, I pretty much said when March come around, I would talk about it more. And that's absolutely true. I would talk about it maybe a little bit more even before so, but I know for sure I'm going to do my March Madness show. Of course, all through March, you're going to hear me, of course, talk about March Madness. And I'm not going to put the NBA to the side, but it's just for me, back when I was younger, back when I used to watch March Madness, I wouldn't watch a lot of the NBA. I would, because you got to remember back in the day, back in the 90s, I put it like that because I'm not disclosing my age, but back in the day, back in the 90s though, all we had was CBS. That was the only channel that you can actually watch NCAA college basketball. And I used to record all the games. So I used to watch all the games. I would tell my dates. Check it out. I will catch up with you after the last game. Some of them was cool with it, some wasn't. But I'm just saying, I was a diehard March Madness fan back in the 90s. So we're going to get into all that. Don't worry. But definitely the upset that I saw, because like I said, in terms of ranked teams, again, prove me wrong, y'all. But the only upset I saw was when the unranked Kentucky Wildcats in men's college basketball upset Tennessee. And I believe Tennessee was ranked number 10. But in my opinion, it's not an upset, and I want to make sure I got that right because Kentucky has talent. If you go back to the beginning of the season, regular season when Kentucky played Michigan State, and Michigan State upset Kentucky, then Tom Izzo, the head basketball coach of Michigan State, said, listen, Kentucky is going to be a great team, but they're just not there yet. And it's true because they had to peak, and now they're peaking at the right time. So, and listen, John Calipari, the coach of the Kentucky Wildcats, isn't concerned so much about the regular season. It's all about not just the SEC tournament, but of course that matters because it's a part of March Madness, but the big dance. That's all it comes down to. If they can avoid playing in that playing game, but I don't know because I know they're not ranked, so I don't know where they stand right now. I don't have any brackets with me right now, but I'll definitely look into it to check it out. But I think they'll be a team to watch out for. I don't talk a whole lot of women's hoops, but I am. Don't worry, college basketball. But South Carolina was in a nail-biter, actually. The number one ranked team in the nation. They were 26-0 today, and they ran up against the Mississippi Rebels, and they played that game in Mississippi. And I tell you what, Mississippi, they took them into overtime. You know what I'm saying? And so, anyhow, South Carolina, the Gamecocks pulled it off with a score of 64-57. I don't have the top player in my head right now. But I just know that they won the game and they escaped. But I do know they have 2 more games in case you women basketball fans want to know. They play, they're at Tennessee, I believe, and then I think they're at Georgia. Excuse me. They are at Georgia. So I believe that next game is at Tennessee. Don't quote me, but I know they play Tennessee and Georgia. So if they pull those 2 wins off, they'll be undefeated going into the SEC tournament. But as I said before, I believe I said this on my podcast show. Just go ahead and just simulate the regular season because I felt they were going to go undefeated. I felt they were going to beat Connecticut, and they did. Gene Auriemma's Connecticut team. After he criticized Don Staley, who's doing one hell of a job for South Carolina. But never mind. Ain't going to get into that. But just respect South Carolina. Gene Auriemma. Sorry, Connecticut fans. Listen, I like Connecticut. I do. I like UConn. I do. The UConn Huskies, always been a fan of them. Okay? Go back to the Jim Calhoun days. Men's college basketball. Women's college basketball, too. But hold on. I'm just saying, but disrespect South Carolina. And I'm not on their coattail. But don't disrespect the South Carolina basketball team. Don Staley, the head coach, she's doing one hell of a job. And don't forget, she was the Final Four in 1991. So let's not forget that she took Virginia. The one woman show, the one woman pony show that she put on, she got them to that Final Four. I believe Tennessee put them out, if I'm not mistaken, too. But I don't have that information inside my head right now. My computer is down for 1991. Don't even want to bring up 1991 anyway, especially for men's college basketball. So I guess all of you old school or new school college basketball fans know where I'm going with that, right? Men's college basketball, 1991 Final Four. It was in Indianapolis. Don't want to talk about that. But we are going to talk about that in March. Bad memories. But anyway, so South Carolina pulled off the win. The Gamecocks, they pulled it off. South Carolina Gamecocks. They pulled it off and they beat the Mississippi Rebels 64-57. So, we have March Madness coming up for the women too. And I watch both brackets and I follow the women's game. Of course, I root for Stanford because they're Bay Area. Excuse me, they play in the Bay Area. I am from the Bay Area, of course. San Francisco. San Francisco in the Bay Area. Also love the USF Dons, but you know what? But I really root for mainly the Bay Area teams. Most, not all, but most. But college basketball, men's and women, I do support the USF Dons. The Cal Bears, they're cool. Stanford, of course, especially women. I love Stanford. Vanderbilt is doing a good job there. She's been around forever. I believe she's won 3 national titles? Wait, isn't it 3? I believe it's 3. And I know she won one with Jennifer Azzi, as I talked about. The Hall of Fame. Jennifer Azzi is a part of that class, and she won a national championship, I know for a fact, back in 1990. And I believe she was most outstanding women's player, meaning the MVP of the Final Four. So, Final Four, semifinals, national championship. 2 games, so let's not get that twisted. So, yeah, but I am looking forward to the men's and women's March Madness. Let's see. Yeah, I will find a way to watch the selection show. It's called Selection Sunday, NCAA men's and women's college basketball, to see who the top seeds are. Now, I know from sources there were already reports that as of now they had their number 1 seeds, but if it's not going to stay effective, that's why I'm not bringing it up. But they had them out. Don't even want to name the teams because I'd rather just wait. Sorry, y'all. But like I say, but for the NBA, again, now that the All-Star festivities are over, we're going into the second half of the season, and there's a marquee of games Thursday. I know, starting with the Memphis Grizzlies. I believe they're at the Philadelphia 76ers. So Memphis Grizzlies will play the Philadelphia 76ers. And, of course, we have the Golden State Warriors, the reigning NBA champion Golden State Warriors. They will be in L.A. where they will play the Los Angeles Lakers. So I'm very stoked, very excited. As I said, Friday, so far we're 2-1 since the acquisitions of the players who we got. D'Angelo Russell, Jared Vanderbilt, Malik Beasley, Mo Bambo, other players. But definitely I'm pretty excited. LeBron James made it clear in an interview this weekend. He said that these next 25 games are probably going to be the most challenging games of his career, very pivotal, and they are. They still have to win 15 out of those last, but they can do it. And if they get into the playing game, but I will wait till that time come because I don't believe in count my horseshoes or count my chickens before they hatch. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. So I'm just going to wait to see, but it's going to be one hell of a second half of the season. Can't wait to watch Kevin Durant and Terrence Ross in the Phoenix Suns uniform. I want to see Reggie Jackson in a in a Denver Nuggets uniform. Rumor has it, it's not rumors. I guess it's confirmed that Kevin Love is going to sign with the Miami Heat. That was confirmed earlier Sunday morning that after he clears waivers, Kevin Love is going to sign with the Miami Heat. And supposedly they're going to sign, I believe it's Cody Zeller, if I'm getting it right, the center. I believe he was waived. Hold on. I don't know if he was waived by Charlotte or if they traded him, but I know he's been waived, something like that. But I know that they're going to sign both of those players. And I know what Kevin Love brings. He would definitely stretch the floor, he'll give the Miami Heat something that they've never had with a big man that I can recall in a long time. He can shoot the 3-point shot. He's a great offensive and a defensive rebounder. He's a great put-back player, meaning grabbing offensive rebounds, scoring in the paint, off a putback. So basically off a rebound, scoring. Zeller, he's a hustler. I know that for a fact. He can score. He can rebound. You know, he can play a little bit of defense. He can run the floor. So, you know, they're getting a lot of experience, great continuity. And, of course, they're getting championship experience from Kevin Love. Of course, we all know he won the NBA championship, as I said before, back in 2016 when his Cleveland Cavaliers were down 3-1 and they came back and won in 7. And Golden State back when they played in Oakland. Your Warriors. Yeah, I said your Warriors. That's right. So I'm excited to see all these players that have been acquired. We're still waiting on Russell Westbrook to see where he's going to go, but I believe he's going to the Clippers. But if he goes to the Miami Heat, now that makes it interesting for him to come back and play with one of his teammates back at UCLA, Kevin Love. Now, that would be interesting. If they were to get Kevin Love now, or excuse me, not Kevin Love, but if they get Russell Westbrook to Miami Heat, watch out. Watch out, because I think now they'll have a chance to make some noise. They will be a threat to the Boston Celtics because what Russell Westbrook brings to the table, he still can score. He still can play. And if that's the case with Miami, like as what a la Paul George and Marcus Morris, Senior, when they said, hey, come over here to the Clippers. You don't have to worry about shooting because we have shooting. Just do your thing. If Miami allows that, watch out. I would probably put them pretty close with the rest of the league in the Eastern Conference because I believe now that Brooklyn, I don't think they're going to remain a 4 seed. So you have what? The Celtics, Sixers, Milwaukee. I think even now more so, I think the Miami Heat has a chance to move up to the 4. They got Kevin Love and they're going to get Cody Zeller. If they get Russell Westbrook, they got a chance. They got a chance to get up there to even number 1. And I really believe that. I believe those players can definitely give them that lethal injection on a positive side that they need to when they can make a run. Remember what Jimmy Butler said, we're going to be in the NBA Finals this season. We're going to win it. And that's what he said. So I will always go back. If they do win it, I will go back to what he said at the beginning of the season. Don't worry about our struggles. But they've been injured a lot. That's all. So if it's Kyle Lowry, if it's Tyler Hero, or if it's Jimmy Butler, but they've just been injured. So let's just face the facts there. But like I say, I'm excited. But I'm going to see where Pat Beverly goes. I kept saying maybe he should go to the Warriors. I know a lot of the fans on Twitter, they said, nah, it wouldn't make sense. No, it makes a lot of sense to have him with Gary Payton Jr. when he comes back and Draymond Green on the court at the same time with Andrew Wiggins. I'm just saying in my opinion. And Steph Curry or Jordan Poole, whichever one, Klay Thompson, that'd be nasty. But he might go back to the Clippers. There were talks he might go to Miami. He might go to Chicago. He might even go back to Minnesota. But my thing is this. It doesn't make sense for him to go back to the Clippers if they're going to get Russell Westbrook. But again, if they don't get Russell Westbrook, then maybe they do bring back Patrick Beverly. We'll see. Stranger things have happened before in the NBA. Stanley Johnson. He's another player. I forgot the name on Twitter. Where will he end up? Because I think he's a player that can help a team, maybe like the Phoenix Suns, that need some more depth after the trades that they made. So I'm just interested to see what happens with them. I also want to see what Jay Crowder does with the Milwaukee Bucks in the second half. Can Chris Middleton of the Milwaukee Bucks stay healthy? So there's going to be a lot of questions. But for me right now, I think all the pressure for sure is on Phoenix. But I think all the pressure too is also on the Denver Nuggets. We haven't talked about them. Or no one outside of me have talking about them because I've talking about them. But I pretty much said that I think them and the Memphis Grizzlies are probably the two teams that probably need home court advantage than any of the other teams in the Western Conference. Because I believe if the Lakers got in, I believe they can make a run and get to the championship. I'm not saying they're going to get there, but I believe that they can. If I look at the Phoenix Suns, I believe they can win on the road because they have players that have won championships with Kevin Durant. He's won 2 championships with Golden State, 2017, 2018. Chris Paul and Booker and the rest of those guys have been to the NBA Finals. DeAndre Ayton, they've been to the NBA Finals before, so it's not like they've never been there before. So, but the Denver Nuggets and Memphis, I just think they need the home court advantage. I don't think they can win a Game 7 on the road, and that's my opinion. Now, when I say a Game 7, I'm saying if it's in the Western Conference Finals, let's just say if they didn't have home court, I don't think they can win on the road. I don't think they can win at that level. But prove me wrong, Denver. If you decide to be a 2 seed, a 3 seed, or 4 seed, prove me wrong in the Western Conference Finals. Prove me wrong in the NBA Finals. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, I'm just keeping it 100 from what I see and what I know about basketball in general. You know what I'm saying? I'm not disrespecting nobody on the Denver Nuggets because you got KCP over there. That's my guy. Remember, he won the championship with the Lakers back in 2020. Call it the bubble or not. Call it one of those things that you put on the championship. I'm not buying it. But anyway, but I think those teams need home court. I believe maybe Dallas needs it too. But anytime you got Kyrie Irving, like I say, with Kevin Love that won a NBA championship with the Cleveland Cavaliers, with LeBron James, I think they got one on the road just because of that. And then, of course, Luka's going to get better with him. I just think the key is going to be Tim Hardaway Jr., Reggie Bullock. Who else they got over there? Powell. They got the big guy Powell, Christian Woods. All those guys going to be factors. Can they hit them three-point shots? I probably didn't name everybody. That's okay. But they need to hit those three-point shots. And they do. So, definitely. But they can use some more point guard help. Why not? Why not bring in a Patrick Beverly over there to dice things up on defense? I'm not leaving anybody out. The Minnesota Timberwolves. Now, when they get Karl Towns back, Big Cat, we'll see what they do. You know? Yeah, because they got Michael Conley over there as their point guard. A guy that could dish the rock. He could score. He could play a little bit of defense, but he's on the tail end of his career. What about Utah? They're sitting there right now in the playoff hunt. Can they survive? But one of the biggest teams I feel that has a question mark is the New Orleans Pelicans because Zion Williams, he ain't been MIA. He's just been MIA injured. You know what I'm saying? And I know a lot of experts I remember, they were pumping up the New Orleans Pelicans. They were saying healthy Zion Williams, they got a chance to go to the NBA Western Conference Finals. Now, I'm not going to say that they're not, but time is running out. And I just feel that if Zion was healthy, yeah, they will be one of the teams to beat, one of the top 3 or 4 teams to beat. I will honestly say that because when he was on the floor, they was balling. You know, when they had everybody there, I'm saying, including Brandon Ingram, because them two guys pretty much have been hurt the most. Valanciunas has been playing. Jones has been there. C.J. McCullough. We already know about Jose Alvarado. He's been playing. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you know, they've been okay, you know, but I'm just saying, but in order to take it to the next level, in order to get out the first round, they probably got to have Zion Williams there. If they get a Zion Williams, they probably can go on a run in the second half. Maybe they can get a higher seed, but I think you know what, though? But they've proven that they can win on the road, too. But I just think that they need Zion to make a run. I put it that way. Do they have a better chance to win on the road than Denver? You might not believe this, but I think that they can. I think they do have a better chance. They have a better chance than Memphis, too. See, the thing with Memphis, they weren't able to make any moves during the trade deadline. I felt that's what hurt them. So they were one of the biggest losers, too, because they didn't make a move. If they had got just some more scoring to help Durant or Ja Morant. I'm so sorry. Not Durant, but Ja Morant. They'd have been fine. Now, Defensive Player of the Year, that's going to Jaren Jackson Jr. You don't have to worry about that. So, that's what I see so far with that. He'll be Defensive Player of the Year. But like I say, it's going to be a fun second half. The Golden State Warriors, same thing. Stephen Curry has to come back. Gary Payton Jr. is going to be out of her for another month. So, they got to get this guy playing. Now, I don't know if the Portland Trail Blazers really did force Gary Payton Jr. to play. I don't know, but if that's the case, I mean, hell, that's bad for Gary Payton Jr. And I know they were saying that's why he wanted to get traded because they were forcing him to play. If that's true, shame on the Portland Trail Blazers. That's all I can say about that. And good news for the Golden State Warriors because now they acquired him. Wiseman, I want to see what James Wiseman does actually for the Detroit Pistons. I want to see what he does in the second half. I want to see can he put up the numbers because he's going to get more playing time now. The Atlanta Hawks. I want to see what they do. The New York Knicks, Julius Randle. He had a pretty good All-Star weekend. He didn't win the three-point he didn't win the three-point shooting contest. That's okay. He was a big man. But he did well. All-Star game he played in, LeBron picked him. You know, he did pretty good. So, you know, and then, of course, I'm rooting for him, of course. Virtue, you know what I'm saying? He used to be a L.A. Laker, Kentucky Wildcat, you know what I'm saying? I've always liked Kentucky, you know, in terms of their basketball program. So I got no problem with Julius Randle. So hopefully, they flourish, him and Jalen Brunson and Barrett and the rest of those players that they got for the Knicks. Oh, yeah, Josh Hart, like I said, another L.A. Laker product. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely going to root for him. You know what I'm saying? So I hope it works out well for them, of course. And then, but who else? Let's see, go back to the West. Oh, yeah, of course, Portland. Dame Dollar. You know what I'm saying? Dame time. I mean, I hope they do well. I just don't think they have the right team right now, but hopefully they do well. Good luck to them in the second half. I just wish everybody well. You know what I'm saying? OKC, Shai Alexander-Gildress, man, what a player. They got a squad up there in Oklahoma. OKC is going to be around. Get him next year or the year after, they're going to be a dangerous team. Matter of fact, they'll probably be a playoff team next season, but I know for a fact in a couple of years, they're going to be an NBA championship contender. You just see. Watch. You'll see. Excuse me, y'all. NFL news. Eric Bieniemy is now the offensive coordinator and associates coach, if you want to say that, with the Washington Commanders. Now, listen, look, I don't know exactly what happened with him in Kansas City. There's been a lot of reports and different rumors about him only being able to sign the 1-year contract with the Kansas City Chiefs as their OC because they knew maybe he would get a head coaching job. Of course, they're saying, at least from a source that I have, is that he doesn't do well in interviews, and that's the reason why he hasn't become an NFL coach. But let me say this, good news for Eric Bieniemy fans. Now, the Washington Commanders are going to sell that team. So whoever Snyder sells that team to, Daniel Snyder, whoever he sells that, Dan Snyder, I believe. But anyhow, whoever he sells that team to, they may want to clean house. Ron Rivera might not even be the head coach by the time the team is sold. Now, if it's sold at the beginning of the season, let's say, and they feel like, just put it this way. Let's say if the Washington Commanders, not the Redskins. Did I say the Redskins? I said the Washington Commanders. If they get off to a bad start with new ownership, Ron Rivera is going to get fired. I'm not wishing bad on him, but I'm going by what I know for a fact. And, oh, boy, Eric Bieniemy will be the head coach. That's what I see happening. But they need to have a good draft. And they should have they should give Eric Bieniemy a lot of power within the players that they need, especially on offense, I'm saying, for that team. I don't know if he could bring Carson Wentz back. Hopefully he does. But, let's see what happens. You know what I'm saying? We'll see. But I heard different things, though, about him wanting a gig. The Chiefs players wanted him back. But, hey, he did what he had to do. A lot of people criticized it, but I'm not criticizing it because, again, for the first time, he'll be assistant head coach and he'll be the full-time offensive coordinator. So he'll call all the plays. He never did that with Kansas City because Andy Reid is also a play caller too. So that should have you fans, especially you Chiefs fans, understand a lot more. What's going on, Larry Bichette? Dr. Larry Bichette, long-time Kansas City Chiefs fan. I'm pretty sure he understands. I'm not saying all, but some. And so I'm excited about that. Of course, so there's a thing going on with Aaron Rodgers. He's going to make his decision after his retreat. My thing is this. I don't want him for the San Francisco 49ers. If a quarterback is going to be about me, and not team, he doesn't. The 49ers are wasting their time. They are. My prediction is either he goes back to Green Bay or there's a chance he may go to the Raiders, but I believe only if he gets cut. Then, yes, he may sign with the Jets if the Jets don't want Derek Carr, because he visited the New York Jets. So I believe, okay, we'll give Aaron Rodgers 3 teams. So the Jets, New York Jets, Las Vegas Raiders, and, of course, the Green Bay Packers. But I believe that I'm thinking Jimmy G goes to the Raiders. And if he doesn't go to the Raiders, my dark horse, not the Jets. He may go there, but not the Jets. I'm going to say the Texans. That's my prediction. D'Amico Ryan, remember, former defensive coordinator of the San Francisco 49ers. Now he's the head coach of the Houston Texans. So that's my prediction. It's going to be a quarterback carousel. But if I'm the Jets, I definitely go after Derek Carr. I think he's the guy that can get you to the next level. I believe he's a shade or two better than Jimmy G. He's definitely a better deep thrower. But game management, I give that to Jimmy G. But overall, I like Derek Carr. Aaron Rodgers, I don't know where he's going to go. But if I had to guess, maybe Green Bay, maybe the Raiders, maybe back to the Packers. But I do want to see what Justin Love can do for the Packers one season. But, yeah, there's going to be a smorgasbord of quarterbacks in the draft. I'll get to that when the draft comes. Other than that, real quick, sick and tired of people just saying stupid things about these quarterbacks. Well, I want to talk about this, and I want to talk about it. Everybody, leave Trey Lance alone. We haven't seen him play a full season, and just some of these people involved with sports, some of these fans, y'all don't know what the hell y'all talking about. Give the young man a chance to play, and then we can judge him after that. Now, what I say, and I still stand by it, what I said that if Brock Purdy got the Niners to the Super Bowl or won the Super Bowl, he's your new starting quarterback, and you trade Trey Lance at that time. The reason why I don't say trade Trey Lance now, only, I'm going to get to that, but only because Brock Purdy got hurt, and you don't know the severity of his recovery time. They say 6 months, but I wouldn't just trade Trey Lance now. So you got to keep both quarterbacks, and if they decide to stay that route, they decide to remain that course, then you got to get a backup quarterback. Brissett is cool, but I like Bridgewater. I really do. I think he should be your option. To me, now I know the Niners had 4 chances to sign Geno Smith, but the problem with that is if you're going to sign Geno Smith, then I feel like he should be it should be fair for him to compete for that starting job. So, but I wouldn't sign Geno Smith unless if you don't have one of those quarterbacks. But even then, like I say, he should be able to compete for the job. I think he's better off just staying in Seattle, honestly, the Seattle Seahawks for Geno Smith. He's had a great year, comeback player of the year for sure. Yeah, but the Niners need a backup quarterback. But I like Ted Bridgewater. I do. Teddy Bridgewater. I like Bridgewater. I do. I think he's the guy that the 49ers need. Doesn't make sense to go back in the draft and pick up a quarterback. Just get a veteran. I mean, yeah, Brissett is cool. I've been hearing Sam Darnold's name float around. We'll see. Definitely they need a quarterback. Yeah, but actually Sam Darnold does make a lot of sense. We'll see. They never got a chance to get Baker Mayfield. They'd have got him. That would have been interesting, right? Brock Purdy goes out and Mayfield steps in and they win the Super Bowl. Hey, listen, I'm not clowning. I'm just saying. Interesting to see where Baker Mayfield goes. Maybe the Niners will go after him. Hey, what about that? People forgot about that. Maybe Derek Carr, because they're not going to bring back Jimmy G. So you never know what the Niners are going to do, but I can't wait. That's it. That is it. To be continued. We got a lot of boxing coming up. I know that. We got some boxing matches that I'm going to discuss in the future. Wrestling, all you new school, old school wrestling fans, go to my Twitter page. Every Saturday night turns into Midnight Sunday. I have Saturday Night Pro Wrestling Fever. Basically, I show up to 6 wrestling matches toward the end, and that's what I do. So it could be WCW, it could be WWE, it could be WWF, it could be WCCW, in case y'all don't know, which is World Class Championship Wrestling. If you don't know WWF, the old WWE, which is called World Wrestling Federation, NWA, now or was They got brought out by Ted Turner, and they named it from NWA to WCW, World Championship Wrestling. But, of course, Mid-South, which is UWF, Universal Wrestling Federation. And, of course, AWA, the American Wrestling Association. I just want to put it out there, y'all. That's all. But definitely if you go to my Twitter page, I post videos there and stuff like that. So I do have some WCW and some WWF. And the marquee wrestler, of course, is Hulk Hogan. Remember, he changed wrestling when he became, the actual third tag team partner for the Outsiders before they were called NWO, when they went up against Lex Luger, Randy Macho Man Savage, and Sting at Bash at the Beach, a WCW pay-per-view event back in 1996. He changed wrestling forever. NWO, New World Order, all black and white. Love the colors. Yeah, even when Hogan beat the Giant, I'm sorry I'm giving away the videos, but he beat the Giant, and he spray painted the belt NWO in black. It was crazy. That was a crazy time in wrestling. That was when WWF had the Attitude Era. Stone Cold Steve Austin, Bret Hitman Hart, Shawn Michaels. Diesel, a.k.a. Steve Nash, and, of course, Razor Ramon, a.k.a. Razor Ramon. Or Scott Hall, rest in peace to his soul, because he did pass away not too long ago. Oh, Jerry Jarrett, I'm sorry. Co-founder of TNA and Impact Wrestling, at the age of 80 years old. He passed away. And, of course, Leapalami Poffo, he passed away, too. He was 68 years old. So now these are all former wrestlers or promoters who I am talking about actually passed away. And, of course, Jay Briscoe. But anyhow, wrestling, I do have my own wrestling podcast, which is on Podbeam. I'm going to get on that. Don't worry about that. I'm definitely going to do a show. Of course, my anchor show, you can catch me there between the days of Wednesday and, of course, Friday, no later than Saturday. I just want to let it be known because I'm a busy man. But definitely my next show on my YouTube channel will be Thursday night. Yes. So be ready. Stay tuned. Season 1, Episode 8. Yours truly, James Von 007. Again, hit that subscribe button. Hit that like. Comment on my page. Share. Fair to share. Share my YouTube channel. Not page, but my channel, of course. But I just want to tell y'all, thank y'all for tuning in and supporting my show. As time go on, I'm going to have contests. That's why it's important for y'all to comment, because I need y'all feedback. Also, in the direct future, I came up with some ideas. I know YouTube hasn't gotten to that yet, but I'm going to help them. But I got a surprise coming up for y'all real soon, so just stay tuned within the next couple of weeks. Yes, so James Von 007, I'm out. I'll catch y'all next week. Thank you.
Yeah, this is that shit. That shit you all been waiting for. The shit to slap your mama like she was the average stank hoe bitch.
Kobe. Rest in peace, Kobe.